No, definitely. It definitely feels like a homecoming, like I'm coming back. I went away for 2 years, but it's not only the 7 years that I spent here. Like I worked with Sir Dave, Rod, a lot of the guys, Stannard, G, Luke, all these guys since we've been well, the rider's 15, 14, you know. Worked with Sir Dave since I was 15 on the junior program, so it's not only the time at Team Sky, but there's a lot of history there. For me, it's the way that I work also. The way Team Sky works is the way that I work. It's where I feel most comfortable, and it's where I know where I can get the best out of myself. Yeah, it's definitely a race that I think my first ever time I rode it was 2014. I made the podium in the first ever time, so it's always been a race that has suited my characteristics, and it's been a race that I've proven myself a few times, you know. But as we know, Team Sky is perhaps one of, if not the strongest team in the world, and to make it into teams of the highest races is difficult. But what we're fortunate to do is go in with options. You know, in the one-day races, you need a clear plan, and I'll be a part of that plan. But you need the options, and a lot of options. I think it's a difficult one. I think it all depends how you get to the top of the climb. Like you say, the actual Cipressa and the Poggio climb are not super difficult. What's actually harder is the 5K before the both climbs and the last kilometre of the top of each climb, because there is real fight. So actually on the climb, sometimes you kind of get that sort of like stop-start a little bit because everybody's done such an effort before, and then it just gets a bit quicker towards the top because everybody knows the descent is so important. I remember my first time, I think I was fourth over the top of the Poggio, and it's like you go through that moment in your head, it's like, right, you have to give everything now. There's days like you risk everything, where not risk in a stupid way, but it's like you'll take that corner a little bit quicker because you need to save everything. So if you crash, then you crash. There's other days where you'll take less risk and you don't want, obviously you never want to crash, but the risk of crashing, you get much greater reward in a race like that, I think. And it's warranted a little bit more. I think it's a difficult one, that. I think obviously as a kid, you grow up like everything's about the Tour de France, you want to win the Tour de France. But as you become a professional cyclist and go through the ranks, it becomes pretty clear that not everybody's going to win the Tour de France. And yeah, I think maybe if I could look back and have a Grand Tour stage in my palmarès, that'd be really nice. But I think for a true cycling fan, which I am, I'm a fan of the sport, to win the World Championships would be just incredible. To have that jersey, you know, on your mantelpiece at home, hanging on the wall. And especially in 2019, they're in my hometown, well, not my hometown, but my home county, you know, it's less than 1 hour away from my home, so that's going to be pretty incredible. I think, well, in my career, I've only ever won one solo. And it's quite a special feeling to win a solo, you know, you get to enjoy the moment a lot more. When you win in a sprint, it's actually quite exciting. You never know until the final. And it's a burst of emotion. So, but for me, the best way that I like to win or have had my best results or satisfaction is when you've enjoyed a tough day, a really hard day, and like a small group has come. You can kind of really look around and feel the atmosphere, feel the tension in the group, and then to win from a small group, it's kind of a double victory because you've survived the hard day, you've made it there when maybe people don't expect you to, or you know, when there's not many guys left, and then you get the joy of winning on top of it also. So yeah, I think for me that's the nicest way. Still undecided. We've got a few things to decide. Also, like my actual role, my position in the team. Obviously in a team like Sky, you've got your top riders, you've got your younger riders. I've got a lot of experience now and had a lot of good results and stuff, but you know, it's how you fit into that sort of role and that sort of team, and then the race program kind of comes off the back of that also a little bit, you know. So I think not finding my feet again, but re-establishing my position in that team. You know, I stepped away for 2 years, so I need to find my place again, do that sort of that role, that job where I can pull on the harder days, but not obviously the high mountains, and then take them opportunities when they come about. So we're still finalising my program, but I think it'll be. I would like to say like Sanremo is definitely going to be the focal point for me personally in the first part of the season, and the other bits will be based around them sort of races. Yeah, it's going to be the first time that I've tried a lot of stuff. I think obviously a lot of guys have used a Gabba jacket before or the equivalent of something like that before. So, but for me it's going to be the first time. But you know, when you look around and you see the team in that sort of kit, especially on the cold days, you know, I think hot days, a lot of the teams are the same. Obviously the fabrics and all that sort of stuff is different, and I can't say that until I've ridden in it. But certainly in the cold days, having really good kit like that helps so much. A kit that enables you not to wear too much but stay warm and dry, I think that's something that they've done pretty well. But especially for me where I live, it's pretty horrible weather, so I get to try a lot of the bad weather stuff. So not really, no. I did 6 years in Tuscany, so my first 2 years in Sky in Tuscany. Then I moved, tried Girona 1 year, tried Nice 1 year. And it was just like, you know, I just want to be with my family, be at home. We race so much, so you don't actually need to. So, well, for me anyway. Oh, no idea. I've had to go on decks one time and I'm terrible. So maybe DJ Get Off, I don't know, something like that. Now with that one I'm alright, because that's just plug and play. I've got the better music than everyone. I don't know, anything. I just, whatever mood I'm in, go with it. I think I'd like to freeze time, because you know, we're so busy and we're so all over the place and we miss a lot of things. It'd be good to be able to freeze time and then make yourself available for the next thing a lot of the times. I think something like that'd be quite cool. My first real bike, like my first real road bike, was it was really cool actually. I'm trying to find it and buy it back. It was made to measure, Dave Marsh, which is a frame builder from my local area. Down tube shifters, brake cables out the top of the brakes. Yeah, it was like a fluorescent yellow and blue sort of bike. It was cool. But I got into cycling through a really young age. I think I did my first race when I was 3 and a half around the mountain bike, like the local sort of like, how do you say it? Like country park. And then through BMXing and through different categories. And yeah, I've been doing it pretty long time now. No, it was good. I think for me it was, I moved there when I was 18 on the under-23 academy together with Geraint and Stannard and some other guys. It was some of the best years that I had there. There was a lot of fun, we were there for a reason. And what we really noticed was like the passion for cycling. That was incredible to see. But then as I got a bit older and you start to like value other stuff, just little things like any cafe that you stop at, you're going to get a good coffee. Or any restaurant that you go to, you're going to get some good food, which was good now. It's nice. For an Italian dish, I think it depends what mood I'm in. You can't go far wrong with the pizza, you know. Oh, ice cream, all the way, or gelato, all the time.